Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Bars and Barbells. I'm Phil with my lovely co-host Samantha.
Hey guys, welcome back.
And we got Alice in Chains. Second track from Alice in Chains today. We're doing Rooster. The last track we did was Wood, which was a cool introduction to them. Really enjoyed hearing that. They had two vocals on that one.
That's neat.
Yeah, this one I think is only going to have one vocalist on it. So Jerry Cantrell is the one who wrote this, and Rooster, I believe, is about his father, who served in the Vietnam War. And so he wrote it, but I don't think he's going to be singing it. The lead singer is
Lane Staley.
Lane Staley. And so I believe the person we're going to see singing it is not about his father. It's about the backup vocalist, Jerry Cantrell's father. So interesting to see what this is all going to be all about. If it's going to be a heavier kind of song or whatever. I think the perception is just from his father and the way maybe he viewed things related to the Vietnam War. But
maybe how it impacted him in his life.
Yeah, and I personally really like when they take songs from a historical context. I've said that in some of our previous videos. I always find that really interesting. So I'm excited to check this one out. I really enjoyed Alice in Chains in general in the last one. So you ready to keep it going?
I am.
Well, keep it going. Get it going. I don't think we've started yet. So let's get it going.
Keep the Alice in Chains train going.
That's what I was thinking. Just didn't come out that way. Are you ready?
I am.
Are you ready? Let's go.
Papa and I never really talked about the war at all. I asked him about it one time.
You got just about. That's the main thing.
I remember we were sitting on the porch drinking beer at night. I think it was summertime or something, and I asked him a question or two.
Sometimes you think, what the hell are we doing here, right? I'm watching my friends die.
And he just said, that's dead. So just let it lie. Just let it be.
It's a weird experience, okay? And it's a sad experience. And I just hope nobody else has to go through it. Yeah.
Life-changing. believe we're 4 minutes in already.
I know.
I've just been enthralled, with the visuals, with the lyrics, with the story that's being painted. Great job with.
Yeah, I'm like all the way invested right now.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, the way they did that too, when they had the explosion and the visual, and then the guitar riff came in, really impactful. The way that, like, really, I was just like, whoa, immediately hit me, right? And I love the guitar sounds though. The guitar riff is awesome. Love how they kind of built it up to that explosion of energy, and like
building the tension almost.
Yeah, and like you said, sucking you in to the story of what he's telling from the perspective of his dad, right? I think his dad's call sign is Rooster, right? So, and I don't know if that was, I didn't catch if that was him, that the explosion, that that the guy lost his leg, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was him or
Yeah,
not.
I'm
I'm not sure, but maybe we'll find out as the story goes on here. But great vocal as well. Really, I think it's fitting. His vocal's fitting for the kind of sound and the story that they're telling.
Yeah.
With this one, it's obviously. It's just crazy because we're still in this time period now where we're obviously there's the war going on currently, right? And it just seems like there's always one, happening, whether it's Afghanistan, Iraq, Vietnam, right? And it's a pity how much it impacts so many people. It's not just, the people that are surviving are going to be okay, because as we're seeing, he's got all these visuals, all these memories that have impacted him, his family, his son, all that stuff. It lives with you forever. And we've even done the 5-finger death punch one on the wrong side of heaven, right? And that one kind of highlighted how we leave a lot of veterans out to dry and stuff like that. So it's just the one thing I do like about songs like this is that they make me think.
Yeah, they bring awareness to it for sure.
I'm not only enjoying it for the entertainment purpose and for the creativity and the artistry, it also makes me critically think.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate that from the musical sense as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think like the song is doing a great job with that, but I feel like the visuals are also very powerful as well, like alongside the message and the actual song.
Yep.
I really like how his vocal almost draws you in. Like you said, like he has a very great vocal for the storytelling side of it. And I feel like it kind of like draws you in and makes you like really want to listen. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it as well, and I think that they're doing a great job at kind of telling that story and then making you like invested in wanting to know like what's happening with it.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's not like, it doesn't make me feel sad either, right?
No.
Like I'm engaged and I'm really focused, but I'm not feeling good about it either. But you know what I'm saying? It's not one of those songs where we've listened to where we feel like it's once you want to cry or something like that, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, some of the visuals have been a little bit like...
For sure, 100%. It's painful. It's more painful, right? But it's not like... like I said, it makes me think more than makes me feel like, I just want to be sad about it. It makes me feel like,
exactly.
If I have an opportunity to, make my voice heard that I don't want a war to happen, then I will type. That's the kind of aspect
for sure, like advocacy for it. Yeah, and it does have that like kind of like grunge sound that I feel like some of the other grunge stuff that we've done, like it does sound very similar, like in that niche.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a pretty long song, so let's get it back to it. Let's finish it out, and then we'll just add some closing thoughts at the end. Cool.
Yeah.
let me just give it another 5 seconds to make sure there's not any little message that pops up there. All right. So what are your thoughts?
I liked it. I thought it was cool. Like you said, it's one of those songs where it has a message and it makes you think, but it wasn't like overly sad or putting you in your feels. It was more of like a, thought-provoking song and video versus, I would say, overly emotional. But I thought that was really cool. It did definitely have that grunge sound to it, and I kind of picked that out from some of the other ones that we listened to. It reminded me of kind of that whole vibe. But also, I think that this is really one of the first ones in the grunge scene that we've done that have more of a like story or like a message behind it, opposed to just being more of like a song.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys have said in the comments as well that there's some discrepancy on what grunge actually is, but I think, like you said, you're referring to that like 90s rock sound that was there, right? And definitely agree, you got that feel for it, but this is different for me. It sounded, I think this is my favorite song that we've heard from that. We've like we've done a lot of great songs, but I just really love this song.
Yeah, it was really good
on the first listen. Anyway, sometimes your perspectives change, or you listen to it because after I listened to Even Flow a little bit more, like I really liked it in the beginning, but I love that one too. So it's hard to say where this is gonna land in my favorites, but right now I'm just like I absolutely love it, and I think it was much different sound than we've heard from that 90s era. It still had that, like you were referring
the
to,
undertone kind of to it.
But the way they composed it was very, very interesting to me. And you're gonna say something.
I feel like I agree that it sounds different, but I feel like if somebody like kind of put this in front of you and said like, what decade do you think this is from? I feel like you could guess.
For sure, yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And but I just I love the long drawn out notes that they use with the electric guitar. They really sounded awesome. His vocal is outstanding. Like I think we talked about it a little bit in the last one that we did, that he had a great vocal, but I really loved how it's raw, it's gritty, but it's not like in your ear too much. You know what I'm saying? It sounds really pleasant being raw and gritty in its own unique way, because we've heard some of these rock vocals over time that have this like raspy tone to them, or like a rock vocal, but he's really got a unique vocal in that he's like hitting you with these like deep notes, or he's hitting you with a scream, or lots of passion or whatever, but every time it sounds pleasant in its own way. And so I really liked his vocal on this one. I really loved the story. I really loved how they kind of like just put them instrumentation together. So overall, like I said, this is a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, and one thing that I liked about his vocal is that it still had a lot of clarity in it. Like I felt like, like this wasn't like a lyric video or anything, and I was still able to pick up pretty much everything that he was saying, whereas I feel like in some of the other ones from this era, it's a little bit less clear. It's more, I don't want to say muddy, but it's more of like, like the clarity, I feel like in their pronunciation of the words and stuff like that isn't as prominent. Whereas in this, like I think he was telling the story and you could hear every piece of the story.
Which was important for the type of song that it was, right? And, it just highlighted as well some of the stuff that we talked midway through about, the aspects of war. But I think one of the things I picked up on maybe why it wasn't so sad is because it had this kind of fighter mentality to it, right? Like basically talking about at the end of the day that he's going to survive.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And
like
so
gonna get through it.
Yeah. And so I think that was an important part of the song that made you not feel too sad about it.
There.
Yeah. But obviously there's a lot of hardship that comes with that, so it's makes you think, right? And that's what we mentioned too. So like I said, 10 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too.
Hopefully you guys have enjoyed our reaction. Hit the like button for us now. We would appreciate that. If you want to subscribe, please go ahead so we can see you on our next video. And if you want to contribute to the channel, there's a PayPal link below. We don't really make a whole lot off the videos that we do because they get copyrighted and all that stuff. So if you want to buy us a cup of coffee, we'd be more than appreciative of that. And it all goes to making our channel a little bit better day in and day out. That's what we've tried to do over the past year. So if we see you tomorrow and you are subscribed, we will see you then.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.